Welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa Caprio. Do you believe in magic? What if you were told that all you had to do was get a little creative and work a magic spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Here on Postcards to the Universe, we will share manifesting, tips, postcards, creativity, abundance, and prosperity. Here is your host, Melissa Caprio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. Happy New Year. How is everybody doing? I hope you are doing well. I hope the holiday season was beautiful for you and your loved ones, and you got to experience some joy and happiness and gratitude. So here we are in 2025, and it's already starting out pretty rough, especially if you're in California. So, for those of us that are listening, if we could just do a prayer, pray for California. They are having bad wildfires right now. Their winds are very high, and it's very dry, which is exacerbating the problem. So, if you can imagine California's fires going out, water, pray for the firemen, it's the animals. It just hold California in love and light and protection. Okay, I just wanted to say that because I'm trying not to watch it. It's just devastating, and I can only imagine what they're experiencing right now. Well, today I have a really, really interesting guest, and I'm super excited to talk to her. Her name is Shruti Sethi, and she is a renowned cancer and health coach. As my guest, she's going to be joining me in just a few minutes. So, for my regulars, thank you so much. I so appreciate you coming back week after week, and the emails that I get from you means the world to me. If you're just listening to my show for the first time, I want to say welcome and I hope you come back. And let me just tell you a little bit about my show and about me. The show records on Om Times Radio each Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time live. So if you're listening at this time right now, you're listening to me live. If not, then you're going to be listening to an archive, which you can find on my website, postcardstotheuniverse.com, or on Om Times Radio archives. And you can listen to them anytime you like. And they're also on all the podcasting platforms. So you can listen to it from your favorite podcast. And I hope you enjoyed today's show and you want to see some of the other guests that I talk to, because mostly my show is me talking to a guest who is doing amazing work. I find that the most interesting. I love meeting new people. I love having these conversations. It just fills me with so much joy. So that is my show. About me a little bit, for those who don't know me, I am an artist, I'm a photographer. I have a book. It's called Postcards to the Universe, Harness the Universe's Power and Manifest Your Dreams. And I talk about manifesting. That's what my book is completely about. And I use photography as a tool to manifesting. And I have people create little postcards. I call them manifesting postcards. They put on their postcard what they want to bring into their life. When it comes and shows up in their reality, I share their stories. So there's 30 of those stories in my book, along with exercises, and it helps us get clear on the areas of manifestation that we want, like money, abundance, love, career, and of course, health. And health is what we're going to be talking about a lot today. So, if you're interested in doing the inner work exercises and reading these people's incredible stories of manifestation, check out my book. You can find it Barnes and Noble, Amazon.com. And I'm also asking people to send me manifesting postcards. Perfect time to do it, the beginning of the new year. What is it that you want to bring in 2025? Send me a postcard. If you need help, just reach out to me, but I explain how to make one, how to set your space, what to do, materials to use on my website, postcardstotheuniverse.com. So you can find all that out over there. But seriously, just reach out to me. I'm very easy to find if you need help or you need some inspiration. I love getting them and I love helping people. Okay, so to talk with my guest today, Shruti Sethi is a renowned cancer and health coach. She takes us on a journey from illness to vitality through riveting personal stories and engaging mind body exercises. Shruti will demonstrate how her own battle with chronic illness led to profound health transformations. Attendees will gain a deeper understanding of how integrating nutrition, emotional healing, and personal resilience can turn even the darkest times into opportunities for profound change. Shruti will reveal the powerful role that faith, perseverance, and a holistic approach play in reclaiming one's health. By sharing actionable strategies and real life success stories, they will inspire you to look beyond conventional treatments and embrace a more comprehensive path to wellness. With a proven track record of guiding clients towards remarkable recoveries and a holistic approach that bridges the gaps in traditional healthcare, Shruti offers invaluable insights into achieving lasting vitality. This is not just a talk, it's a call to action for anyone looking to transform their health and live a more balanced, empowered life. And what a good way to start off 2025. And you can find out more information about her if you go to her website, which is www.awanahealth.com. But I'm going to spell it for you because we are on radio, but it'll be in the description also. It's www.awanahealth.com. Health. Welcome, Shruti. Thanks so much for being here with me today.
Hi, Melissa. Happy New Year and Happy New Year to all your listeners. What a great way to start. This is my first podcast of the year as well.
It really is because
Yeah.
if we can't do anything else when our health is not good. I mean, we just
Yeah.
really can't. I mean, you want to manifest abundance and finances, but you don't feel good. You want a new love, but you have no energy. You know, it's
Right.
just we have to get our health um,
True.
and go deep. We have to go deep into finding out what's going on. And as I read in your bio, you had a chronic illness. So why don't you share a little bit about your personal journey and your backstory and what led you to the kind of work you're doing today?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the space. Okay, so I was diagnosed with cancer myself in 2016. It was a lymphatic cancer. It's the cancer of immune system, and I was 34 years old. It did not really resonate with, or it did not even sink in that at such a tender age, like, when you're at the peak of your career, and I was a fashion
Mm-hmm.
designer at that time, that someone who didn't have a lot of history of cancer in the family or not too much dealing with sickness can get cancer. They're like a big disease. And it was just overbearing. It was, I went to and the test you go through, the doctors you have to go through. It's not easy for someone to go there and see all the people who are a little bit old in the clinic, and you see yourself as young. That ego mind comes in place. That how is it possible I can get it? I was just not ready to accept it. So that was the first difficult thing which I had to face. Why me? Why is the universe giving me this thing at this point of my life, where I see where when as you said, right, when you don't have health, you just don't feel good. You can't
Yeah.
work, you can't do anything, can't go out, and that was very restricting. And I had to really slow down. I had to take a break and understand, why is this coming to my life? When you go to the doctors, really, you don't get answers to a lot of questions. Like, why did I get cancer? Because when you study about these things, and internet sometimes becomes your friend, that cancer just doesn't happen all of a sudden. Like, you wake up one day and you have
Right.
cancer. No, it
Yeah.
takes years and years for you to get cancer. And everybody has cancer cells. Our bodies produce cancer cells every day. So it's all in your immune system to deal with it. And if you have a weaker immune system, the cancer slowly starts to integrate in your body and forms slowly tumor. So what was my body doing? Why was my body not capable of dealing with these cancer cells? The question was that. And I realized that I may be looking physically fit, going to the gym, and that was all my mental, like physical fitness. But was I mentally okay? Was I happy? And
Mm.
also because it's cancer is such a multifactorial thing. I feel it's like a combination of your psychological, your physiological, your mental, your spiritual,
Sure.
everything coming in together. Diseases actually start from your mental body and then manifest in your physical body. So I was actually going through a divorce that time. I was not really happy. I was very stressed out with work. I had anxiety. I had to trace my steps back. As a child, what was I as a person? I was like a go-getter and always in this
Mm.
flight and fight mode. And always, I had a gut issue. I had severe asthma. I had a lot of hormonal imbalance going on.
Mm.
So these were all the signs and symptoms my body was giving. And when you go to the doctor, they give you is a pill, and that's it.
Yes.
Just give you a shortcut, and they don't make you understand what is really going on in your body. So you take that pill and you go home and you feel okay for 1 2 days, but then the same cycle repeats and repeats and repeats
Mm.
until one day you all of a sudden get a bigger disease. It could be any metabolic issue, it could be cancer, it could be diabetes, it could be thyroid. But all these takes time for your body to for it to develop in your body. So we should not, first of all, take these symptoms lightly. There is a root cause to everything, and cancer is a major root cause. The other thing which I was very astonished to understand is like we generally think that cancer was is a genetic disease.
Mhm.
And believe me, it's only 7 to 8% of cancer the causes are due to genes. Rest,
Mhm.
everything is your lifestyle.
Yeah.
90% is the lifestyle. So can you
Yeah.
imagine what impact your daily routines could have, your daily habits could have, nutrition could have on you getting any form of diseases, the environment, the toxins. So I was very determined that okay, I had to come to a. I'm a very solution oriented person, so I was like, okay, you
Mhm.
know what? If I have cancer now, and you're going to and talking to people who had started the treatments, and I used to look at people really depressed and anxious and getting diagnosed second time, third time. I don't want to be in their shoes. Never.
Mhm.
What can I do
Right.
right now so that I can combat the side effects of the chemo, plus make sure that I do not get a relapse? And I started going to practitioners and talking to other people who had taken this integrated path, holistic path, and I really learned very important lessons that nutrition is a key, supplements, proper supplementations, taking your vital nutrients is a key, and then
Mhm.
obviously taking care of the stress, exercising properly, breathing properly, taking care of your mental health. Very importantly, letting go of
Yes.
anger and frustration and all these
Mhm.
built up of years, you have to take it out. So that was actually more difficult than the others.
It is.
But yeah, right? So
Yes, I do know that because I do a daily meditation practice, and one of the practices is releasing anger and resentment.
yeah,
And it goes back
yeah,
many, many years, and I've been doing it for
yeah,
months, and it's still there, and I'm working it. I'm working it every day. But I have to tell you, it has helped me more than anything else that I have added to
absolutely.
my life is the
Ab-
meditation. I notice it.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. So I started integrating meditation and yoga and
Mhm.
breathing and eating clean food and, just making this relationship with nature and going out in the sun and not fearing that it will harm me and just being like letting go of these uh, small, small trivial things which were bothering me and coming very, like, it was nature's way of telling me, slow down, calm down, and you need to look inside you. So that was my strategy. And, it was such an amazing, I couldn't believe that in 4 chemos, the cancer was gone when I started
Mhm.
integrating all these synergistic exercises. I was very disciplined in doing it.
Mhm.
Though it was difficult and challenging and really coming out of your comfort zone, if that's the most difficult part. But it I was determined. My goal was to be cancer free. And I believe when you were talking about manifestation, I just remembered that, I
Mm-hmm.
manifested that I told God that if I get well, oh gosh, I am going to do something about and bring this knowledge to the world, talk about it. And I am going to do something about it. I'm not going to sit quiet. So
Right.
that was the seed which I sowed. And once I got out of cancer, I refused radiation also because I believed that my
Mm-hmm.
body was healed. And that belief system also works a lot. When you believe in something and you are disciplined and you're consistent, you will get results no matter what. So having doubt and having that doubtful energy, that energy which is, oh, whether it will work or not work, it's it's a very dicey situation. If you want to
Yes.
do something, do it with full heart and with full
Mm-hmm.
faith. So I told my doctors, listen, I'm gonna go away. I moved city. I changed my city. I just worked on myself completely for a year, detoxed my body, really worked on my meditation and all the other things. And yeah, since then it will be 8th year of me being cancer free, and I'm living a very, I feel I'm much more healthier in my mind, body, soul than I was in
Mm-hmm.
my 30s. Now I'm in my 40s. So, that's the beauty of holistic health. And that's the beauty of you making this relationship with your body and health, because the more vitality you will have, the more energy you will have, the more you can do things. And my goal was to transform not only my health, but other people's health, and which gave me energy to work with other people. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something where I thought, okay, I have to do something. And I was a fashion designer. I was not educated in health, but I was so determined, and I manifested all these things and said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the universe, as you said, just send the postcard to the universe and it will open the doors to you. And it did.
Mm-hmm.
And I got such amazing opportunities to work with people and people trusting me and giving results to people. Um,
Of
and
course.
then I
Well,
decided to,
you've had the
yeah,
experience, so they're listening to you, who is a perfect example of what is possible, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
And,
why.
and I
Mm-hmm.
feel anyone can do it. I feel like if I can do what such a normal person can do with having such so many issues, why can't any other people? It's just the mind which is blocking us. So
Mm-hmm.
let go of that ego and let go of that limited belief, and you will do wonders. And it's so magical to step out of your comfort zone. It's so very difficult. That first step is always difficult. But
Yes, of
then,
course.
it's just like taking a trek to an unknown place, but the path is so beautiful alongside. So that's what happened to me. And yeah, in a nutshell, then I started Avana in 2020 in during COVID time, and it's been doing well. And I work with a lot of practitioners. Like I have
Mm-hmm.
naturopaths and healers
Yeah.
and doctors, integrative oncologists with me, so that we give everyone a 360-degree platform, and we tell them what exercises to do, what supplements to take, what's the
Yeah.
best protocol they can use, and everything. So because I knew my pain points when I was going through the journey, that I wanted some hand holding and I had to go here and there. I said, oh, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I just create a platform where any cancer patient, because it's very, very tiring for the cancer patients to think about it, because
Yeah.
you don't have energy, you don't have mindset, you're depressed, and you don't know,
Yeah.
there's so much uncertainty with the treatment. So
Of
that
course.
maybe, let's just, yeah.
I imagine having a support team like that is very helpful, because and I love that you said that. And I did not know this until more recently, when I started following a lot of Joe Dispenza's work about
Mm-hmm.
genetics, right? Right.
Yeah,
So we all
yeah,
have a
yeah,
belief that if heart disease runs in your family, your doctor tells you this, you have to get tested. But it's a belief. So
yeah,
like a self-fulfilling prophecy, if we believe it, then there is a higher chance of us manifesting it. Like it this dis-ease manifesting in our body because it's a belief, it's a story we have told ourselves. So I don't think very many people realize that genes are only about, like you said, 7 to 10% of
Yeah.
what of the us manifesting these different illnesses in our body. And doctors do not know this because when I say this to my doctor, she looks at me like I'm nuts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. This is what I believe. So, and it makes so much sense to me because now that I've read a lot, I've studied a lot, I talk to people like you a lot,
Hmm.
and there's now physical evidence to support this story, which we're saying is a new story, but it's really not. This is the
Yeah.
ancient story because the ancient people knew this, right? They didn't have modern
Absolutely.
medicine, right? So
Absolutely.
we're rediscovering, and the more of us that talk about this, I think it's so important to plant that seed that maybe somebody who's listening today who is going through a diagnosis of cancer can just
Yeah.
start to say, let me just consider that possibility that you're talking about today. That's true. Let me go check her website. Let me just start reading about this, right? That there may be
True.
alternatives to chemo and radiation. I'm not giving
Absolutely.
we're not giving medical advice. So let's just put that out there. Yeah. But just to consider other thought processes, which I find
Yeah.
so fascinating. So I have a question for you. You went back.
Yes.
When you went back into your childhood, did you
Yes.
notice about yourself that you were like maybe a perfectionist on yourself, that you were very hard on yourself,
Yep.
that if you
Yep.
didn't do things a
Yep.
certain way, you would beat yourself up? Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was also, uh, I was in this victim mindset all the time.
Mm. Mhm. Yeah.
And I always wanted to please people.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
there was a very lack of self love in me. I always faked validation from others in order
Okay.
for me to receive love or feel loved. So that was my issue with all these, and I didn't realize for a long time. And that's why I started working so hard. I worked like my ass off for my work and
Mhm.
everything. So all these patterns, when and I'm so glad that cancer did come in my life. I'm grateful to this disease because it made me realize things about myself.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would have just lived a mundane and stressful life, and God knows what
Mhm.
would have happened. So when
Yeah.
any disease coming into life is telling you to, like, stop, just see
Mhm.
the root cause. I am here to give you a lesson, just learn the lesson. And I am there for a purpose. The diseases are here for a purpose. It could be spiritual, it could be any psychological manifestation of anything. It is just
Mhm.
to show you, and I believe if you do the right things, you will come out of it. And when you were
Mhm.
talking about genes, I also want to talk about something which is called the epigenetics. So you've heard of
Mhm.
it. That even if you have
Yes.
the gene, it can
Mhm.
reverse if you give those conditions in your body, the
Exactly.
environment in your body. Yeah.
It's
So do not
fascinating.
limit yourself. Do not
Mhm.
limit your body. Even if, I feel people who are lazy will, or people who have this victim mindset will just not take responsibility and just put things,
Mhm.
oh, my doctor said this, oh, my this said this.
Mhm.
Instead of that, take responsibility of your own health and go to the damn internet or talk to people who have really recovered and feel, felt and come out of it, because it really takes some courage to do the different things.
Mhm. Mhm. And I think
You know?
listening to your own intuition. So if you're with a
Absolutely.
doctor who you don't feel is hearing you, find another
Yeah.
doctor
So
because
true.
your body and your higher self, whatever you want to call it, your gut instinct is always speaking to us. And a lot of times, especially as people pleasers, we don't want to be like, "Ooh, disrespectful. You have the medical
Yeah.
degree." Like, what do I know? You know your own body. That's what you know better than any doctor.
True. So true. Absolutely. I
Right?
completely agree
Hmm.
with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. And the more conversations, like I said, that we're having about this, the more people are tuning into these kinds of conversations. It's waking up the world to what is possible beyond what we're just told. You know, there's
Yep.
so it's so fascinating. So you got your diagnosis at 34.
Mm-hmm.
Were how long? Well, let me ask you this because I don't know if it's true or not. But did you kind of like feel sorry for yourself for like 6 months? Like a lot of people go through that, and that's totally normal when you get hit with something like this. Did you feel like
Yeah.
you needed to like scream and cry and feel sorry for yourself and like get depressed for a while before you
Yeah,
started to
yeah,
address
yeah.
it?
I was
Yeah.
completely in denial and depression. I said, how can this
Hmm.
be happen? I was just blaming my parents. I was blaming my
Yes.
ex-husband. I was
Okay.
blaming
Yeah.
everybody else, but not taking
Got it.
that
Got it.
responsibility
Yeah.
on myself. Everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I mean, not with the cancer, but with other things that have come into my life. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's their fault. Oh, if I didn't. And it shifted when I started taking responsibility of myself and
Yeah.
started doing the work. And it's so much better now. I mean, I would go through everything I've gone through to be where I am now and how I feel about my own life,
Awesome.
right? And that's where it sounds like you are too. So let's take our break. I just looked at the clock. We're at the halftime mark. So we're going to take our break here and we'll talk more when we come back. Stay tuned. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Conscious media for conscious minds. Om Times. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of Om Times Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of Om Times. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Om Times Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. ascendinghearts.com.
Hi, I'm Melissa Caprio from Postcards to the Universe, creating the life you crave. Do you believe in magic? What if I told you all you had to do was get a little creative and work a dream spell to bring anything you can imagine into your life? Well, guess what? I've got the spell for you. Postcards to the Universe, a global movement for manifestation, is a casting magical tool for you to use whenever you want. How does living in passion sound to you? Join me in my movement where you get to create in the magical playground. Let's think outside the box and do some playful conjuring. By casting out our desires with a manifesting postcard, we explore our hearts and allow the alchemy of our dreams to appear. And don't forget to tune in each week here on Om Times Radio with my show, Postcards to the Universe, creating the life you crave at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I share tips on creativity, abundance, and prosperity, and you will be introduced to the coolest guests, trailblazers, mystics, and creatives who enrich our lives. Hey guys, and welcome back. If you're just joining me, I have Shruti Sethi with me, and she is a renowned cancer and health coach, and gratefully 8 years cancer free since she went through her holistic journey of having cancer and healing herself from cancer. So, Shruti, I was thinking during the break, I want to talk about anxiety and stress. Because
Yeah.
I think this is just my little intuitive hit that is a huge factor in our chronic illnesses, including cancer,
Absolutely right.
is our stress.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so can you share a little bit about what you have found and what we can do to help us with our daily stresses?
Yeah. So there have been a lot of researches. If I have to just talk about cancer or any other chronic issues, that they basically the inflammation, the basis of any chronic issues is inflammation.
Mhm.
And there is a very deep connection between the stress levels. When you get stress high, your cortisol levels get high,
Yes.
and it increases the inflammation in your body. And when there is inflammation, not only that, like it's not only pain, but inflammation means that part of the body needs extra healing, and that's why the
Mhm.
WBC, the white blood cells, will go over there, and then it gets a lot of load on your NK cells, which is the killer cells, and the whole system of you coming in an absolutely high alert state all the time is very stressful for your body. And in repetitive, say for example, you're 1 day stressed or 2 day stressed, that's fine. But if you are constantly in a stress mode, and you don't come to a rest and digest mode, that's the problem. And you often, when I work with people and when I tell them, that okay, uh, how are you stressed or what causes stress? So their their answer is everybody is stressed. Who is not stressed? I understand who's not stressed, but you have to accept that everybody's stressing coping mechanisms is very different.
Yes.
Little bit of stress for me can be very high stress for you, vice versa.
Correct.
So you have to be very mindful as how are you feeling in your body. Like if you are thinking about a situation coming to you, or if you're in an office and somebody told you, and what is your body? Is your heart rate increasing, or you feel very uncomfortable, or you feel like clutching? Some people start getting
Mhm.
clenching their jaws. These are very small, small signs of you getting stressed. So our body will always give these signs. Some people will sweat profusely. I used to sweat in my hands and feet a lot, because I was a lot
Interesting.
of very anxious
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
person. And when I worked on myself, all of this went away because my adrenals were overworked. And it was all this nervous system was very dysregulated. So we first have to understand that even a little bit of stress every day can just combination of these small stressors could just lead to something big. Every day we could do something to manage the stresses. Number one is breathing,
Mhm.
doing some sort of pranayama, which is prana means life force, life energy,
Yeah.
and prana. So you just have to. There's a very simple yogic technique called anulom vilom, which is take inhalation through the left and exhalation through the right.
Mhm.
Then inhale through the right and exhale through the left. This will really work on your nervous system regulation and
Yeah.
decompress you. Another very good stress reliever is especially chanting or humming.
Mhm.
Humming when
Yes.
you just,
Yes.
yeah. So there's a study showing that your brain, the beta waves, if it's 100, it will go to thousands. That means you'll come in a very calmer state level. So when you hum, that also is very relaxing for your body. The whole vibration of your body changes. And these are very small tips anybody can do. They are never going to harm you. The other thing I feel everybody should do is some sort of exercises.
Mhm.
It could be yoga, it could be gymming, it could be just going and doing a strength training. When you exercise, your NK cells get just go to that tumor site and breaks the tumor. So you should exercise movement. Sitting all the day doesn't really go well with humans. We sitting is another smoking, I feel. So
Yes.
movement is extremely important. Another thing I like is connecting with nature, going out,
Yeah.
connecting with nature, going out in the sun. Most of us are vitamin D deficient these
Yeah.
days, and we just take over. I think sunscreen is so overused. You need to go out in the sun.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the sun. Take
I
some
never
sun,
use sunscreen
especially.
anymore.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
when I was young, I worked outside in Florida, so I wore
Right.
sunscreen because I would look like a 150-year-old person right now if I didn't. But now that I am not outside like I was, when I do go out, I don't use sunscreen, so I can get some
Yeah.
vitamin D from the
Sun
sun. Yeah,
vitamin D. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
sun vitamin D. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So taking sun is so important for managing stress. People just
Hmm.
underestimate the powerful practice of going out and going out in the sun. The other thing which is very, very relaxing and de-stressing is grounding. Walking on a surface like grass, green grass,
Yeah.
or sand or just ground, it gives you this positive ions in your body, take out the negative ions. So it's calming. It's really relaxing.
Yeah, that's so
So,
funny that you just said grounding because I was going to
yeah,
ask you if you have
yeah,
any experience with these grounding mats that they sell or grounding
yeah. I
sheets.
do have
Let,
one.
how do you like them? Because I'm thinking of, see, it's, I have grown as I've gotten older, maybe because I worked outside for so long, a very high intolerance for heat. So I don't
Yeah,
live in the right state. I'm looking to leave the state and eventually going somewhere where it's cooler out so I can be outside more. But I like the feeling of grounding. So I was thinking about
yeah.
purchasing a grounding mat or a grounding sheet, but I don't know, if
So
if
the
it's a real
researchers
thing
which
or
yeah, so
yeah.
researchers say that it does work, and I have been
Okay.
using since the past month. I am actually right now sitting on that grounding sheet, and whenever I work and keep my feet on that grounding mat. I do believe it
Mm,
works because
okay.
I've seen promising results. The other thing which is also slows down your inflammation is this red light therapy. If you can't go out in the sun, using
Mhm.
red light therapy on your body. It
Yeah.
it has very promising results because it's developed by NASA, and up in the space you don't get sun, so they've been using red light with and seen very, very good
Yeah.
results on injuries and also inflammation. So,
Yeah. I've
and
heard
stress.
that.
Yeah,
And stress. Yeah. Yeah. So, you're not just your website, Awana Health. I mean, it doesn't just help people with cancer. It
yeah,
helps people with all issues, health issues,
yes,
right? Thyroid
yes,
disorders, cardiovascular disorders, even infertility. So, can you share a
yeah,
little bit with us about some of those kinds of chronic issues that you're seeing a lot
yeah.
of people having with, especially I swear to God, I feel like everybody I know who has crossed the 30 mark, women are having problems getting pregnant. And then I'm hearing so many
Yeah.
people in middle age are having thyroid issues.
Yeah, it's it's just like heart diseases, cardiovascular disease is still number
Hmm.
one reason for death.
Hmm.
Second is cancer. The
Right.
other thing which why is a lot of hormonal imbalances are happening, especially with women,
Hmm.
is what
Yes.
I could just pinpoint on few pointers very quickly is large consumption of dairy. Because if
Hmm.
you see the dairy coming out from the cows, which are giving infested with estrogen injections because they want to
Hmm.
produce more milk,
There's
it
milk.
actually goes,
Right.
and that happened with me because I was a heavily milk
Mm.
drinker, and it really played with my hormones to the level that I had extreme pimples on my face, like my face was
Mm.
filled with pimples and acne. And once I stopped it, detoxed my body. It all went down. I had PCOD issue, which was also an hormonal imbalance. So all of these got, and I had fibroids. When I did the PET scan, I got all these things. I said, "Oh my God, I was dealing with so many issues, and I never knew that." And the doctors were giving me these birth control pills, etc., which didn't work. So first of all, drinking out of plastic, guys. Like if you are a woman, especially a woman, I mean, man should also not drink, but stop drinking out of plastic, especially the styrofoam cups. Going to the Starbucks, taking these cups.
I love that you said that. I don't have a
Yeah,
piece of plastic dishware in my house. I drink out of
awesome.
glass. I don't use plastic dishes. I ceramic. No, I gave that up years ago. And I noticed a
Yeah.
difference. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm glad you said
absolutely.
that. Mhm.
Yeah. And the products, when we say about your beauty products, even those have a lot
Mhm.
of hormonal
Yeah. Mhm.
disruptors. So
Yeah.
use clean products. See the labels. See, consume. If you're consuming something, please read the labels. If you're putting on your skin, please see it, because it's, again, you're taking a responsibility. You don't want to put anything bad on your skin, right?
Of
Which
course.
will just pour into you and just get dissolved and then go into your bloodstream and cause a lot of hormonal disruptions. So I've seen thyroid, a lot of women getting thyroid because of all these things. And stress, again, is one huge factor. Not sleeping properly, not exercising can, because for women we need certain X amount of exercise and supplements, and also having certain routines, and we call it dincharya in ancient India, so that when you're having your menstrual cycle, you eat certain foods, and when you're in some other luteal phase or some other phase, you eat certain foods, like seed cycling. I would say anybody who is listening to this podcast and having hormonal
Mhm.
imbalance, please go on internet and check out something called seed cycling and
Seed
try that. And
seed
seed
cyclings.
seed
Okay,
cycling, so eating
seed
particular
cycle.
kind of seed at particular
Okay.
cycle.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
these are very simple things which you can do at home.
Mhm.
They are not
Yeah.
costly, and they
Hmm.
don't take too much of your time, and so easily done with.
That's so
These
interesting.
something which I feel will like really balance your hormones. And doing something called uh, a navel oil pulling. That means, I've
Yeah.
seen it in, and we worked with a lot of infertility cases. And this, you can put a certain kind of oil, like a sesame oil or a coconut
Mhm.
oil or castor oil, in your belly button at night and massage it so that the oil goes inside, and that's also it's very healing for
I've
the womb.
I've heard that. And
Yeah,
I remember hearing that before and thinking, that's interesting. I've never heard that before. And now that you just said it, oh, that's really, I
yeah,
was going to ask you what, I mean, if you don't mind sharing what your personal nutrition is, but what you would
yeah,
recommend
sure.
for us as a supplement or a cell salt or a mineral that we should
Yeah,
be adding to our daily routine, because our food, we're not getting the same nutrition out of our food now that
true,
they used to
true,
get. So, what should
true,
we be
very true.
taking? Hmm.
So I would say just obviously vitamin D. I feel that
Hmm.
you should take 4,000 to 5,000 IU every day if you want to
Okay.
prevent any chronic issues.
Okay.
Secondly, a lot of vitamin C. If you're
Hmm.
not eating a lot of vitamin C source, I would prefer natural sources. But if you're not,
Right.
especially
Yeah.
during winters, if somebody's immune system is just
Yes.
spike up your vitamin C levels. Then I would say omegas are extremely important, like omega
Hmm.
3 is
Hmm.
flax seeds in your diet and all those other
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
Uh, Adaptogens which would be mushrooms, and taking herbs like ashwagandha, shatavari
Hmm.
for women
Hmm.
is another very. Ashwagandha has so many
Yeah.
benefits,
I've
not only
heard
stress
that.
management. Yeah, that would be nice. And mushrooms, everybody can consume different
I
types.
love
Rishi,
mushrooms.
this, that. Yeah,
Yeah. They're
yeah,
great to cook with. They're great to cook
yeah,
with. Just to add
yeah.
them to anything. Add mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget fiber, 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 fiber.
Yeah.
improving your fiber, because this country is deprived of fiber. Very people eat very less fiber.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, you wouldn't
because
you wouldn't
most of
think
the
that we
people
do.
is
Mhm.
yeah, most of people have gut issues. So keep your gut clean, right? Keep your gut
Yeah.
clean, and all diseases starts from the gut, according to Ayurveda and Hippocrates. This is
Yeah.
he's the father of
Yeah.
our of our medicine. So yeah, keep your gut clean.
Gut.
Have good probiotics and prebiotics in your diet, like
Yeah.
ginger, garlic, etc. So these are
Yeah.
very simple things anybody can do and apply and manage
Yeah.
the symptoms pretty
It's just consistency and cooking whole foods more instead
well.
of eating processed food for
Oh
sure.
yes.
We could
Oh
do
yes.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No processed oils, cold press oils, and
Yeah.
so people eat having canola oil. Oh my God, it's really
I know.
harmful.
I know.
So
I know.
take care of that.
So your diet, are you a vegan, a vegetarian? Do you eat raw foods? Like what is it that you're doing for
Yeah.
yourself?
So I am. I was a heavily vegetarian. That means heavy
Mhm.
dairy eater, cheese
Mhm.
and coffees and a lot of sugars, and I
Yeah.
would say. But now I practice a whole food plant-based diet. I
Okay.
do take oils in between. I do cook with oils, but mostly it's clean, not no processed foods, no sugars,
Mhm.
and really good fibers, green juices in my diet. Lots of fruits, fresh fruits, vegetables, and having loads of good nutrient dense foods like seeds and nuts and berries and all those
Mhm.
greens, beans, lentils. Those
Yeah.
That's my typical diet. And I also stay away a little bit from gluten, because in this country I've
Mhm.
noticed that wheat is full of
Yes.
glyphosates,
Yes,
full
I
of
know.
glyphosates. Yeah, so
Yeah.
glyphosates is something which is again not only disturbs your hormones, but it also disturbs your gut immensely. So you want to
Yes.
take care of that as well. And I would also recommend everyone to do a periodic detoxing, cleansing of your gut or your liver and kidney, because don't forget the environment toxins, because we live in a
Yeah.
polluted world. We don't have control over the
Yes.
air we breathe. So take care of that as
Yes.
well.
So when you say a cleansing, you mean like a few days with just drinking water? Like what is a cleanse? My neighbor,
So
he's
yeah,
hardcore. He goes like 10 to 14 days water only, like once
wow.
or twice a year. Oh yeah, but he was into
Yeah,
bodybuilding, but he goes and he says that it has done amazing things for his body. I could never
yeah.
do that extreme, but what would you
I have
recommend?
tried 3 days straight
Uh-huh.
water fasting, and it had immense benefits on my. So I
3 days.
do a
Yeah.
combination of sometimes like long fasts and sometimes juice fasting, and also according to Ayurveda, I do like a seasonal cleanse,
Mm,
um, with eating particular kind of foods for
sure.
a couple of days, which I teach my clients. So each and every one, like for cancer, we'll have different detoxes planned. For anybody who
Oh,
has a heart disease, we'll have different detox plans. It's a little more
yeah.
individualistic, but generally, juice cleanses were good, water fastings are good, intermittent fastings,
Yeah.
but done correctly
Yes.
for women and men is also something which you could try.
Yeah. That's wonderful. So I was going to ask you, so anybody who's listening who's saying, I want to reach out, I need to kick, I'm dealing with this, I'm having pains, I'm stressed, I'm stomach aches every day, whatever they're going through, or cancer, and they want to work with you. How do you take on new clients? Do you offer like one-on-ones? Do you have
Yeah.
your whole team meet? Like how does it work?
So when whoever wants to reach out, they can reach out to me on the website or Instagram and Facebook. I'm on all social media channels. And what we try and give them is a complete individualistic approach. They fill up certain forms. Their case is
Okay.
studied by a team of our doctors and practitioners. We understand the case thoroughly, and then each and every person is assigned a group which obviously I am in, and
Mhm.
we understand the root causes, the symptoms, if there are any comprehensive tests not done, we try and do the functional way, like really understand all types of tests, whether you're vitamin D deficient, how much is your inflammation, etc. And if there are any other tests which are required, I'll ask them to do it, and then come up with looking at your lifestyle, looking at how much you could, spend time in kitchen, and how much is your life really hectic. According, and mindset really, it's all about the mindset. How much is that
Yes.
person ready to change, and how much time does he have? Because it should be. I feel the lifestyle changes, and this should be a sustainable plan rather than me just giving them a plan for 1 month and 2 months. I just hate
Yes.
those diets which are instant results and then you get so many other side effects. No, it has to be sustainable. You should enjoy what you do. It should be a part. Like for me, it just comes so naturally that I choose the foods, and it's very, very. It's in my blood now. Now that okay,
Yeah.
I would pick
Yeah.
up this. I would pick up this. It's a lifestyle. So I
Yeah.
try and train the mind before I train the body. So all of these things we give, because I suffered from it. For me it was to give up sugar and to give up dairy was the most challenging
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah.
So I do understand people, yeah. And I do get these kind of people. Oh, I can't give up my coffee. I can't give up
Yeah.
this. I said, okay, fine. If you want to do this, at least do two other things. If you want to do this,
Right.
do other things.
Right.
Slowly, small steps, baby steps towards good health. And health has no, I would say, shortcuts. I'm sorry to tell you the thing. You have
Yeah, it
to
doesn't.
be doing certain
There
things.
is.
Yeah.
No, anytime I see those, oh, we'll change your body with this thing in 30 days, I'm always like, yeah, right. Okay. No, that's not okay. But
Yeah.
it makes people money. So now if somebody wants to work with you, but they're not local, they could still do that, right? Do you
Yeah.
ask
We
people to
have
go
a
get
no. Yeah.
labs? Do you have people go
Yes.
get like labs done and stuff and then send you the results, like to see what's in
Yes.
their blood or yeah, okay, okay. Just so
Yes.
people are
Yes.
clear who are listening, what if they wanted to work with you. That's wonderful. See, that's the great thing about the internet. We don't need to be in person anymore, right?
Yeah.
To get the
Absolutely.
benefits. Yeah, I love that. I love this.
Since
Oh
I'm in
my
New York, I
God.
have clients all over the world. I do work on one-on-one in person here too. But I have clients in India, Singapore, Dubai, UK, and
Wow.
now Australia, and so many other countries. And it's hard to keep up with the timings, but I'm trying.
I'm
Yeah,
sure, but you're
yeah,
doing it. You're managing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
listen, I have my I make 2 hours every morning. That's my time when I first get up. I shut my phone off. It's do not disturb for 2 hours. That's when I meditate. That's when I'll work out, that like yoga or I row. I like to
Awesome.
row. That's my time. I'm not on my email. I'm not on my phone. I'm not answering calls. Everybody kind of knows now, right? Like, but I've made that such a priority because I had to. I had
I
to
love
for
that.
myself,
Yeah, I love that.
you
Yeah,
know? Yeah, and it's made me more, so much more of a joyful person, I can tell you.
yeah.
So, so you've also written a book which people
Yes,
can check out. It's called The Healing Power Within: Transforming Cancer to Wellness. So, you want to share a little bit about your book? We only have a few minutes left. I can't believe it. I could
yeah.
talk to you for hours.
Absolutely. So this book is my journey, and it's
Mhm.
from my my heart and my soul. It took me 3 years to write it, pen it down,
Sure.
because
I know.
it's my first book, and I really wanted it to. So still being perfectionist, I wanted to make sure that I I give my readers a very good time, and it's a very well written story. It's not just about cancer, but how if each and every area of your life could just you don't even know, but you realize it, and you can just link it. Each and every of our life is linked. So I have given a lot of stories about my clients, about me, about what kind of diet, about a lot of scientific evidences, interviews with the doctors who helped me, the integrative practitioners, their view on cancer. So anybody who's suffering with cancer or want to know about cancer, or their loved ones are suffering, do pick up the book. It's available on Amazon, and I'm sure
Okay.
you would like to read it, because I feel, it's just my way of giving back, so that I have some sort of remembrance in the world when I go that, okay, somebody had written this book and it helped someone. So that's why I've written the book.
No, that's beautiful. Oh my God. It's been so wonderful conversing with you today. Shruti, you have so much knowledge and I could feel your energy like when I talk to you, like you're somebody you want to talk to about your health. Like that's how I feel when I talk to you. Like I would want to call you and be like, okay, Shruti, this is what's going on with me. So
Oh,
I need your
please,
help.
anytime. Please get in touch. I would love to. And so are you.
Oh,
You are so full of energy and life, and I feel
thank
the
you.
energy too.
Thank you. Thank you. So is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up? We have like a minute left.
I think all I want to say is that, please do not take this, whenever anybody is going through cancer. Cancer has this, you can in it, CAN, and you can do it. You can come out of it. It's not the end of the life. Have faith. Have this clarity that medicine world has its limitations, and there is world beyond that. Take charge of your own life, of your own health. Educate yourself, and you can remain cancer free, and you can actually live a very beautiful and fulfilled life. And me as an example, and many others as an example, who changed their life after something like this. So whatever is right now will pass off. Well, you will come out of it with beautiful colors and flying colors. So don't just, this is all temporary.
That was perfect. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to Postcards to the Universe with Melissa, creating the life you crave. And I'm wishing everyone a wonderful week filled with joy, abundance, and love. Let's make 2025 the best. All right, everybody. Peace.